Good day, Sir Dan. We are Group 1 and now we are presenting activity for ubiquity of microorganisms. Before we proceed to the introduction, I'm now papakilala ko po yung mga groupmates ko. Ako po muna si Marcelo L. Mimis. Ito po si Criza May Corpus, EJ Kim, Mariano Reynil, Aiko Oviedo, Evangelista Luis, Osayas Apple, at Pareha Aileen. Now po, proceed na po tayo sa introduction.
So for the introduction po, microorganisms, including bacteria, viruses, fungi, and protozoa, are incredibly ubiquitous and thrives in every environment on Earth. They are found in extreme conditions from the depth of the ocean to the highest mountains, from from hot springs to the frozen tundra. Microorganisms play vital roles in ecosystem, including decomposing organic matter, recycling nutrients, and supporting plant growing through nitrogen fixation.
Next naman po is yung objectives. The objectives is that demonstrate the omnipresence of microorganisms, explore microbial density, understand the ecological role of microorganisms, develop sampling and culturing techniques, and foster awareness of microbial presence and safety. Next is po yung materials.
So ito po yung mga So ito po yung mga materials na nagamit namin, which is yung Petri dish, test tube, nutrient agar, alcohol lamp, and yung Erlenmeyer flask. Next po. Next po yung method and procedure. First is mag-prepare tayo ng 4 agar plates or Petri dish. Sa agar plate number 1 is expose natin sa open air for 10 minutes. Next is yung pangalawang agar plate is touch natin sa PDA surface with fingers after running through the scalp and hair. Sa third plate naman is gagamit tayo ng sterile cotton swab on uncontaminated surface to touch the agar surface. And sa agar plate number 4 naman is swirl natin siya ng 2 or 3 droplets of tap water over the agar surface. And i-cover natin yung each petri dish and let's plate sit at room temperature of a RARs while they are inverted, or take a note and document colony characteristic. Next.
So, dito naman po tayo sa result and discussion. Overall po, yung naging result ng aming experiment, which is meron po tayong picture dito. May provide po kami. Yan po yung mga kinalabasan ng experiment namin or activity namin. So, yung number 1 or yung isang test tube po is room temperature. The other one is dandruff. The third one is shoes from stagnant water. Tapos yung last po is dirty water. Sa pag observe po namin, ang pinakamarami po na nakuhanan namin na microorganism nung activity namin na yan is yung dirty water, and least naman po is yung room. And kaya naman po namin nasabi na sa room kasi po is least siya na nakaka-absorb ng mga or na-expose sa araw or sa init. And yung doon naman po sa dirty water na pinagkunan kasi namin is super exposed po talaga siya, tapos sa naaarawan po talaga. Kaya yun po yung pinakamarami naming nakuhanan. Next.
So for the conclusion naman po, it says here that the ubiquity of microorganisms experiment conclusively demonstrates that microorganisms are present in virtually every environment on Earth. Our findings based on samples from diverse locations reinforce the concept that these microscopic entities thrive in a variety of conditions from extreme to mundane. This experiment highlights the pervasive nature of microorganisms and underscores their fundamental role in ecosystems, human health, and the environment. Understanding their omnipresence encourages further research into their beneficial applications and the management of those that are pathogenic. So, with this experiment po, mas natutunan po namin na mas intindihin at mas laman po namin yung mga diverse locations ng mga ng mga microorganisms na kahit po pala sa doorknob, kahit po pala sa shoes is meron kami makikitang microorganisms. And maaanuhan po natin na napakahalaga po nito when it comes to beneficial applications and even yung management ng mga bagay na such are pathogenic. Next po.
Next naman po is yung recommendations and challenges na na-encounter namin. So challenges po is yung no laboratory attire kasi po nakakalimutan po yung nadalin yung lab gown and hard to characterize the petri dish. And sa recommendations naman
So
po
for
is
the
use
major key
sterile
learning
tools
takeaways po,
and
so
practice
for the
assessment techniques
ubiquity of
and proper
microorganisms, first
labeling.
po, natutunan po namin na ang mga microorganisms are present po pala sa lahat ng bagay ng ating nakikita. Like for example, yung doorknob, yung sa mga utensils, kahit na naka-safe place po sila, may mga microorganisms pa rin po doon. Next naman po is yung natutunan din namin that microorganisms grow for a fast or short period of time. Yan lang po. Thank you.
Now naman po, done na po tayo sa activity 4, sa ubiquity of microorganisms. Proceed naman po tayo sa slide preparations and morphological identification of a fungi. Proceed po tayo sa introduction.
For the introduction po, slides preparation and morphological identification of fungi involves several key steps to observe and classify fungal structures under a microscope. The process begins with collecting a fungal sample, which can be obtained from environment like soil, plant, or clinical specimens. The sample is then cultured on a suitable growth medium or to promote the development of fungal colonies.
Next is the objective. Develop slide preparation skills. Learns to prepare slides for viewing further under a microscope. Dito po parang mahasa po yung paglagay po natin ng slides sa microscope, kung paano po yung tamang positioning at tamang handling ng slides. Next is yung identify fungal features. Recognize the key fungal structures like hyphae and spores. Kumbaga po parang ma-familiarize po natin kung ano yung mga structure nila, kung ano po yung mga shape or mga unique characteristic po ng each microorganisms. Next is classify fungi. Use observe features to classify different type of fungi. Next is understand fungal reproduction, identify reproductive structure, and process in fungi. Kumbaga po parang ma-determine po natin which yung male or female kung sino po yung nagre-reproduce or nagpo-produce ng bagong offspring. Next is to improve microscopy use, enhance skills in using microscope to study fungi. Kumbaga po, ito nga po yung hasain po natin, i-hone po natin yung skills. Ito po yung isa sa mga objective ng activity na to. Next po is yung materials.
So, sa materials po, yung dayami po, mapapaliwanag ko to mamaya. Last po siya. And mortar and pestle, petri dish, medicine dropper, microscopic slides, and yung meat. So, dito po, yung sa mortar and pestle po, ginamit po to yung sa pagdiktik po ng mga dahon na nilagay, na pinagbabaran nung tinatawag po ni Sir na disc na nilagay po sa may petri dish. Next po. Next is yung method and procedure. First is collect sample. Use a, using a stereo loop to collect a fungal specimen. Next is yung mouth sample. Place a drop of water or 10% of KOH on a slide and transfer the sample into it. Third is stain. Add a lactophenol cotton blue stain to the sample and cover it with a cover slip. And last is microscopy. Examine the slide under a microscope, starting with a low magnification and increasing to higher magnification. Next.
So let's proceed naman po sa result and discussion. The slide culture method allows observing fungal growth dynamics on agar all over several days of incubation. Fungi consists of the long thread structure known as hyphae, which is example lang po yung nailagay naming picture kasi wala kaming masyadong or hindi ko mahanap yung picture talaga na nakita namin sa microscope. Pero ang itsura po niya is para siyang galamay, ganun yung itsura niya in person po pag nakita yung pag tinest natin dito sa activity na ito. And fungal isolates were identified as different genera and species by observing their microscopic morphology, which is dito nga po makikita yung growth rate, colony color, pigmentation, and colony surface. And the microscopic morphology, dito din po natin malaman if sexual and asexual reproductive organs hypate and ultrastructure. Doon po natin makikita or nakita din namin doon yung structure nung microorganism. Okay, next po.
So for the conclusion naman po, and it says here that the slide preparation and morphological identification of fungi experiment successfully showcase the diverse structures and forms of fungal species. Through meticulous slide preparation and microscopic examination, we identify distinctive morphological features such as hyphae, spores, and reproductive structures. These observations are crucial for accurate fungal classification and understanding their ecological roles, ranging from decomposers to pathogens. These experiments reinforces the importance of proper slide preparation techniques and detailed morphological analysis in the study of fungi. So with this experiment po, natutunan namin kung gaano nga ba kahalaga yung pagpe-prepare ng slide preparation techniques and also yung mga detailed morphological analysis when it comes to studying fungi. And also, nakakatulong din to para ma-showcase yung diverse structures and forms of fungal species to, yun nga, meticulous site preparation and also yung microscopic examination. And through this, mas na-enhance yung paggamit namin ng microscope. And also na-identify namin yung mga features nito gaya ng hyphae, yung spores, and yung reproductive structures nila na napaka-crucial talaga malaman natin yung accurate fungal classification kasi magbabali ito sa kanilang roles and bilang decomposers or pathogens. Next po.
So, for the key learning takeaways po is natutunan po namin mag-prepare ng slide in a proper way and kung ano po yung mga steps na kasunod nito and yung ma-identify po namin and ma-classify yung fungi correctly and accurately. And lastly, naintindihan po namin yung important roles ng
Next naman po is
fungi sa
recommendations
ating
and
environment
challenges.
or sa
Challenges
ating
po is
surrounding.
yung ibang laboratory.
Now po, yari na tayo sa activity 5, yung preparation ng slides. Proceed tayo sa activity 6, which is the simple staining. Now, here's the introduction.
For the introduction po, simple staining is a basic microbiological technique used to enhance the visibility of microorganisms under a microscope. This method involves applying a single stain or dye such as methylene blue, crystal violet, or safranin to a microbial sample. The dye binds to cellular components, typically the cell wall or cytoplasm, providing contrast between the microorganism and the background.
Next is the objectives. The objective is to describe the difference between simple staining and differential staining techniques, discuss how prepare a bacterial smear from cultured organisms, and last, use microscopy to examine simple stain.
So the materials po, inoculating loop, alcohol lamp, methylene blue, safranin, crystal violet, alcohol decolorizer, prepared smear slides, and distilled water. Next po. Method and procedure po is first is place a small drop of water on a clean microscope slide. Next is use a sterilized inoculating loop to transfer a small amount of bacteria culture from a broth or a agar plate into the water drop. The third is mix the bacteria and water drop together to create a uniform suspension. And the last is allow the smear to dry completely and do not heat peaks for simple staining. Next po.
Next naman po is the result and discussion. As the simple stain carry a positive charge, it firmly adheres to a negative bacteria cell and make this organism colored by leaving a background colorless. So makikita po natin dito sa picture na naka-attach dito sa ating PPT, which is may kulay po gawa or gamit dahil ginamit natin yung methylene blue, which is nasabi kanina. And as you can see po, meron na pong ma-identify na natin kung ano yung microorganism. And sinabi din na colorless nga po yung background niya. And simple staining allows one to observe the morphology and arrangement of bacteria cells. Morphology refers to form or shape. Ang example po na nakuha namin is cocci in spherical shape and bacilli on rod shape, which is more on cocci po yung aming nakita dito sa aming activity or experiment. Next po.
So, dumako naman po tayo sa conclusion. The simple staining experiment highlighted the ability to enhance the visibility of bacterial cells under a microscope by applying a single dye. This technique allowed us to observe and analyze the basic shape, size, and arrangement of bacteria, providing foundational insights into their morphology. Simple staining is an essential introductory tool in microbiology that facilitates the study of bacterial characteristics and serves as a preliminary step in a more complex staining procedure. The experiment underscores the utility of a simple staining in quickly and effectively making bacteria visible for further investigation. So with this experiment po, through simple staining, mas nakatulong po ito para maging visible si bacteria for further investigation, gaya nga po nung nakita natin sa results and discussion. And also, nakakatulong po yung technique na to para mas ma-observe and ma-analyze po namin yung mga basic shape, size, and arrangement ng mga bacteria. And also magpo-provide po ito ng foundational insights when it comes to their morphology. So ang simple staining nga po, gaya ng paulit-ulit natin sinasabi, napakahalaga nito since essential introductory tool siya sa microbiology na magpapacilitate ng pag-aaral natin ng bacteria and their characteristics. And also magsiserve to as preliminary step natin para sa magiging complex na mga staining procedures. Next po.
So, next naman po for our key learning takeaways. So, unang-una po naming natutunan or na-experience po namin mabuti at na-enhance pa po ang aming kasanayan sa paggamit ng microscope and mas naging comfortable po kami compared nung mga nakaraang activities because dito po is kada stain namin, chine-check namin yung aming slide, if ever ba visible na yung mga microorganisms and mas na-enhance ba yung image nila under the microscope. And next naman po is yung appropriate staining techniques for each specific classification po, kung kailan kami mag-decolorize, kung kailan mag-add ng safranin, and kung gaano katagal yung interval ng mga kung gaano katagal yung time or yung interval ng staining and yung kung kailan iba-blot and kung kailan i-release.
Prefer yung fresh stains and control staining time and clean slide.
So, through the experiments po, ito po yung some documentations po na nag-gather namin.
Tapos na po tayo sa simple staining. Proceed po tayo sa gram staining, which is the activity 7. And ngayon po, ito po yung introduction.
So, gram staining is a fundamental microbiological technique used to differentiate bacterial species into two major groups, gram-positive and gram-negative. This staining method involves a series of steps using different reagents. First, a bacterial smear is prepared on a glass slide and heat fixed. The slide is then stained with crystal violet, followed by the application of iodine, which form a complex with crystal violet inside the cell. Next is the slide of decolorized with alcohol and or acetone. Gram-positive bacteria retain the crystal violet iodine complex, appearing purple under the microscope. Due to their thick peptidoglycan cell wall, in contrast, gram-negative bacteria lose the stain and appear colorless after decolorization. Due to their thinner peptidoglycan layer and an outer membrane. Finally, a counterstain, usually safranin, is applied which stains gram-negative bacteria pink or red.
Next is the objectives. In the objectives, distinguish between gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria. Parang i-distinguish po natin or i-determine natin kung anong lalabas, kung violet, which is the gram-negative, and pag pink is gram-positive. Describe the process of the gram stain procedure, kung paano ito ginagawa, kung gaano katagal yung interval kada pagsimula sa pagkuha mo, sa pagkuha mo dun sa may culture, hanggang sa lagay mo ng mga stain, hanggang sa pag-blotting mo. Next is the use microscopy to examine gram stain cells. Kumbaga, magsisimula ka sa low power, then high power mo. Hindi mo nagagalawin yung course adjustment, i-fine adjustment mo na lang siya pagkalipat mo ng high power. Next is to describe, select special staining procedure and view examples of this under oil immersion.
So, the materials po, inoculating loop, yung alcohol, crystal violet, yung grams iodine solution, which is yung makakatulong para makita natin kung gram-positive or gram-negative yung kakalabasan, and yung alcohol decolorizer, prepared smear slides, and distilled water. Next po. Next po is yung method and procedure. First is prepare and fix smear. Label slide and add sample, air dry and heat fix. Next is yung primary stain. Apply crystal violet for 1 minute, then hugasan natin siya. Next is yung mordant. Maglalagay tayo ng grams iodine for 1 minute and then hugasan ulit natin. And next is decolorize. Maglalagay tayo ng ethanol or yung acetone for 10 to 20 seconds. Then, uhugasan natin siya ulit. Next is yung counter stain. Sa counter stain, maglalagay tayo ng safranin for 1 to 2 minutes. Then, hugasan natin siya and papatuyuin. Next or yung last is yung examine. I-examine natin siya using a microscope. Next.
Next naman po, after all the procedure na nagawa natin sa result and discussion. If bacteria stays purple, they are gram-positive. If the bacteria turns pink or red, they are gram-negative. Which is, makikita po natin dito sa result ng, isa po to sa mga result ng experiment natin during that day, which is marami po siya or more on gram-negative kasi puro red or puro pink po yung lumabas. Although meron naman po siyang purple pero mas nangingibabaw po yung gram-negative namin. Positive gram stains result usually include a description of what is seen on the slide. A negative gram stain is often reported as no organism seen. Okay, next po.
So for the conclusion po, the gram staining experiment effectively differentiated bacterial species into gram-positive and gram-negative groups based on their cellular characteristics. These staining techniques provided clear visual contrast, with gram-positive bacteria retaining the ultraviolet stain and appearing purple, while gram-negative did not, instead taking up the counter stain and appearing red or pink. The result affirmed gram staining as a fundamental method in microbiology for bacterial classification, aiding in diagnosis and guiding antibiotic treatment decisions. Its simply and effectiveness make it an indispensable tool in both clinical and research settings. So, to make it short po, napakahalaga po ng gram staining since nakakatulong po to both clinical and in research setting. And also, to this po, madidetermine po natin yung either gram positive and yung gram negative. Pag sinabi po natin gram positive, ito po yung nag-retain siya as purple. At pag sinabi naman po natin gram negative, ito po yung either nag-retain siya into pink or into red. Next po.
So, for the key learning takeaways po ng gram staining. So, natutunan po namin ang tamang pag-differentiate ng bacterial types, treatment, and the further study. So, dito po, nakita po namin na mabuti sa under the microscope yung mga bacteria or yung mga microorganisms, and na-determine po namin dito. Depende po dun sa pag-stain namin if ever ba na kunwari, fungi, may kailangan po na stain para lang po doon na specific doon. And kunwari, bacteria naman, may specific lang din po na pang stain para ho sa bacteria. And yun po, natutunan din namin yung correct smear preparation, precise staining steps, and yung interval ng mga times. So, sa smear preparation, naka-involve po dito yung sa heat, tamang pag-heat, tamang paglagay ng mga microorganisms dun sa slide. Then dun sa time ng interval ng mga pag-sustain. Then lastly is yung mas na-experience po namin mag-focus ng microscope.
So, all throughout the laboratory experiment po, ito po yung mga nakuha naming documentation. So, yun nga po, mas nag-appear yung pagiging gram-negative nung yung aming naging experiment.
Okay po, yari na po kami sa activity 7. Proceed po tayo sa last activity, which is the hay infusion. And now, here's the introduction.
So, a Hay infusion is a method used in microbiology to culture microorganisms. It involves soaking dried hay or grass in water, which provides a rich nutrient source that promotes the growth of bacteria, protozoa, algae, and other microorganisms. Over time, the fusion becomes a micro ecosystem, allowing scientists to observe and study microbial life and interaction. This technique is often used in educational setting and research to explore microbial diversity and ecological dynamics.
Next is the objectives. First is to observe microbial succession, understand how microbial communities change and develop over time in a hay infusion. Kagaya nga po nung sa may eco-culture nyo po yung hay infusion, ilalagay nyo po siya sa may high temperature na lugar sa hindi medyo maaraw para mas magkaroon ng maraming culture ng microorganisms. Next is to identify microorganisms. Learn to identify various microorganisms including bacteria, protozoa, and algae in the hay infusion. Kumbaga po, titignan po natin kung may mamumuo po doon na mga cocci, spirilla, at mga ganong mga microorganisms. Next is to study microbial interactions, explore the interaction between different microorganisms within the hay infusion. Kumbaga, titignan po natin kung meron po ba silang mga pwedeng sasamahan, kumbaga po parang pinagtutulungan ng mga bagay. Next is to develop microscopic techniques, enhance skills in using microscope to observe and analyze microbial life in a hay infusion. Kumbaga po, ito po kasi hindi nyo po agad siya makikita, kumbaga parang hahanapin nyo po siya ng maigi kasi buhay po siya, gumagalaw po siya, kaya may enhance and may hone po yung skills nyo dito. Last is to understand microbial ecology. Gain insights into the ecological roles and dynamics of microorganisms in a natural, simulated environment. Next is the materials.
So sa materials po, yung dayami, mortar and pestle, petri dish, medicine dropper, microscopic slides, and yung meat. So, pareho lang din po siya dun po sa may activity 5, pero nag-focus po to dito po sa may dayami na pahirapan po makahanap ng microorganisms. Next po.
Next is yung method and procedure. First is yung preparation of materials, assemble the infusion, and cover and secure the infusion. Next is in incubation period and observation of the slide. Parehas nga din po siya ng activity 5, pero dito po is nag-focus sa meat na kung saan yung pinadala ni Sir na meat. Next po.
Next one po is the result and discussion. Hay infusion are widely used as a source of microorganism for studying decomposition, fermentation, and disease. As a hay infusion undergoes ecological succession, student will be able to observe different species and fluctuation in their population. And amoeba or amoeboid and cocci are some of the examples that we have seen in our experiment. So wala po kami, hindi po namin mahanap yung nakita namin na microorganism during the activity. So, I research po some pictures ng kagaya nung na ano namin. And ito po yung, ganito po siya. Ganito. And yung isa naman po is ganito siya. Which is the example po nung nahanap namin that day. Yun lang po. Next.
So for the conclusion po, the hay infusion experiment successfully demonstrated the dynamic and diverse nature of microbial communities. Over time, we observed the development and succession of various microorganisms including bacteria, protozoa, and algae, illustrating their interactions and ecological roles within the infusion. This experiment provided valuable insights into the complexity of microbial ecosystem and highlighted the importance of observing natural microbial processes to understand their broader environmental significance. So, ang pinaka-conclusion ko na lamang, yung pinaka-conclusion po namin dito is yung kung gaano kahirap hanapin yung microorganism sa hay infusion, pero through that, mas na-enhance yung paggamit namin ng microscope. Next po.
So, for the key learning takeaways po ng Hay Infusion, natutunan po ng aming group yung mga different types of microorganisms na present po doon sa stored hay na in-store po ng several days and nilagyan ho ng water and doon ho nagkaroon ng presence ng mga microorganisms that it has been examined under the microscope. Then lastly is na-identify po namin kasabay po kasi nito is nagpadala po si Sir Dan ng mga pork meat. So, kumuha kami ng pinch and nilagay namin sa slide and in-examine namin sa microscope and may presence po ito ng mga worms or tapeworm. And yun po.
So, ito na po yung mga documentations namin all throughout the experiments. Bali, compilation of documents po to.
And doon po namin kino-conclude yung presentation po namin and report namin about sa recent activity po or last activities na ginawa po namin sa Micropara. Subject nyo po, and again, ako po si Mark Sander L. Mimis. Ito po yung mga groupmates ko na sila Rainiel Mariano, Luis Evangelista, EJ Kim, Kisa May Corpus, Apollo Sayas, Oviedo Aiko, and si Eileen Pareha. Yun lang po. Thank you.